Good morning, I'm Blake Law. Thank you for joining us on this Remembrance Day. In just a few minutes, we will take you live to the Field of Crosses Remembrance Day ceremony. Each year, several thousand people gather at the memorial to remember the lives lost in battle. The Field of Crosses was created in 2009 by businessman and philanthropist Murray McCann. He brought the idea back to Calgary after seeing a similar tribute in the city of Menlo, Georgia, while on a visit. McCann, along with his longtime friend, George Bittman, who at that time headed up the Calgary Poppy Fund, they teamed up to make it a reality. In Calgary, the display comes together each November thanks to the hard work of hundreds of volunteers. More than 3,600 crosses are put up along Memorial Drive to pay tribute to the thousands who died defending our freedom. Each cross is cleaned, the bases are installed, and then the crosses go up. For the first 10 years, Murray McCann paid for the display himself before gifting it to the public. It's now a registered charity overseen by an independent board of directors. It relies solely on support from the community. Now, I spoke with Murray earlier about his passion for this project. Murray, you've been doing this a long time now. Do you still get the same feelings walking in the Field of Crosses, row upon row, as you did when you started this in the beginning?
Oh, I most certainly do. And anybody walking those crosses will get that feeling. All those names and young men, old men, and women that gave up their lives for what I have and what we have. And you look across the river at that great city called Calgary, where you can be anything you want to be, and then you see the price that was paid. It's very emotional.
Even as this has been held for close to 15 years, I mean, the Field of Crosses continues to evolve. We continue to learn more about these heroes and all these different stories. I mean, how important is that?
That's very important, that we never forget. And they're real stories. Unfortunately, there isn't one happy story in the field, but of families affected, and at a time, widows left, at a time when women didn't work, and it's just so much feeling that you get there. And if you stop at a cross and read the information that's on it, honestly, it'll talk to you.
When you see what the Field of Crosses has become, from where you started to where it is now, I mean, how does that make you feel? What do you think about there?
Well, I am very happy that Southern Albertans have accepted the field. It now, as you know, is public, is owned, if I might say, by the public, and they've just really accepted it. And the volunteers we have, wow. This is a great city, and the Field of Crosses shows how great it is.
And it's such a huge part of our community, and we have you to thank for that. Murray McCann, thanks so much for this.
Okay, but it's not thank Murray McCann, it's all of those that make this possible.
Absolutely. Thank you. The Field of Crosses Memorial Project is a 5-acre display that people are invited to walk through from November 1st to November 11th. Each cross is inscribed with the name, rank, regiment, date of death, and age at death of a Southern Alberta soldier killed in action. Many have additional information about the person for visitors to read. A poppy and a flag are also placed at each cross. In a separate section of the memorial, there are 120 other unique crosses for viewing, a special honor to the 120,000 heroes from across Canada who lost their lives fighting for our country. Sunrise and sunset ceremonies are held each day, a moving flag-raising ceremony with invited groups paying further tribute to our fallen. Now, the park is lit 24/7, and on the eve of Remembrance Day, those who fought for our freedom are also honored with a night of lights. At sunset last night, volunteers, including students from St. Mary's University, lit candles inside lanterns in front of each of the crosses. The lanterns were left to burn until sunrise this morning. A very touching and beautiful way to pay tribute to those who gave the ultimate sacrifice. Let's go now live to the Field of Crosses. The Calgary Fire Department pipes and drums begin this morning's ceremony with the traditional parade march. The pipes and drums have been around since the turn of the century. Members are professional firefighters and employees of the Calgary Fire Department. They travel all throughout Western Canada, taking part in charitable events and memorial services. Our own Linda Olsen will guide us through this year's Field of Crosses observance as Calgary remembers. Let's watch.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Linda Olsen with Global News. It is my honor to be the MC for today's Remembrance Day ceremony here at the Field of Crosses in Calgary. It is here at the field that over 3,500 crosses stand each year to memorialize individuals from southern Alberta who made the ultimate sacrifice during active duty in service to Canada during times of war, conflict, and peace. On Remembrance Day, Canadians pause to honor and give thanks for those of every generation who have served Canada at sea, on land, and in the air. In this year, marking the 80th anniversary of the Italian campaign and the Battle of Ortona, we pay special tribute to those who demonstrated the strength, determination, and will that was necessary to face the hardships of that campaign. Many Canadians today have no personal experience of war. War is something that happened somewhere else in a land far away. Our Canadian belief in freedom and fundamental human rights for all people is a part of our everyday life. We can be proud that Canadians continue to help defend these rights at home and around the world. As we learn about Canadians, past and present, who have served in the cause of peace and freedom, we gather to honor and never forget the sacrifice of many. We gather on the land known as Mokinsis, where the Bow River meets the Elbow River. This is the traditional territory of many First Nations who make their home on this land and who make up the peoples of the Treaty 7 region in southern Alberta. This includes the Niitsitapi, or Blackfoot people, the Kainai, Piikani, Siksika, and the Tsuut'ina people, and the Iahhe Nakota people, which includes the Bearspaw, the Chiniki, and Wesley First Nations. The city of Calgary is also home to the Métis Nation of Alberta, Region 3. The Field of Crosses honors the significant contribution of many First Nations service members who are commemorated here in the field and acknowledge their service and sacrifice. Cantari Children's Choir, under the direction of Catherine Glauser-Climie, will lead us in the singing of our national anthem. Catherine Glauser-Climie, the artistic director of the Field of Crosses, will offer a blessing for all those who served.
I invite all of you wishing to join me, based on your own personal beliefs, to turn to the hearts of the divine being of your faith, or to take this moment for personal reflection. We ask a blessing on all those in uniform who serve our country, Canada. Protect them as they have protected and continue to protect us. We ask a special blessing on those who have died in the line of duty. Comfort the families and friends who mourn their loss. Heal the wounds of body, mind, and spirit experienced by those who serve. Bless them and their families for the selfless acts of courage and sacrifice for our nation and oppressed peoples around the world.
The horrors of the First World War released a great outburst of emotional poetry from the soldiers who fought in it. One of the most well-known poems was written by Canadian medic Dr. John McCrae in Ypres, Belgium, in May 1915, in response to the death of McCrae's close friend killed in battle. Murray McCann, founder of the Field of Crosses, will recite In Flanders Fields.
In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row that mark our place. And in the sky, the larks still bravely singing fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved, and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take quarrel with the foe. To you, from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye lose faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow on Flanders fields.
Courage, determination, sacrifice, perseverance. All are words that describe those who pledge to serve their country in uniform. These ideals were eloquently expressed in a text by Sir Cecil Spring Rice and set to music by Gustav Holst. Cantari Children's Choir will sing, "I Vow to Thee, My Country." Cards that identify important battles in Canada's proud history of service will be displayed.
but the message that is heard. Homeland, renew your youth, restore your soul. Homeland, the country that I love, hold out your arms to me. I strive for you and give you the best I hope to be. May your wisdom be your armor, your compassion be your sword. May your strength be born with mercy, your courage lives restored. Homeland, the country that I love, forever reigns supreme. And when time stands still, my homeland, may heaven hold your dreams. My homeland, be my dream. My homeland,
English poet Lawrence Binyon was deeply troubled by the enormous casualties suffered by the British Expeditionary Forces in 1914. Too old to enlist in the armed forces, he volunteered as an orderly at a hospital for soldiers and wrote about his experiences. His most famous work, For the Fallen, contains the now well-known words which form the act of remembrance. Shelby Lake from Cantari Children's Choir will present For the Fallen.
For the Fallen by Robert Lawrence Binyon. With proud thanksgiving, a mother for her children, England mourns her dead across the sea. Flesh of her flesh they were, spirit of her spirit, fallen in the cause of the free. Solemn the drums thrill, dust and royal sing sorrow up into immortal spheres. There is music amidst of desolation, and a glory that shines upon our tears. They went with songs to battle. They were young, straight of limb, true of eye, steady and aglow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall grow not old, as we who are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them. They mingle not with their laughing comrades again. They sit no more at familiar tables of home. They have no lot in our labor of the daytime. They sleep beyond England's foam. But where our desires are, and our hopes profound, felt as a wellspring that is hidden from sight, to the innermost heart of their own land they are known as stars that are known to the night, as the stars that shall be bright when we are dust, moving in marches upon the heavenly plain, as the stars that are starry in the time of our darkness. To the end they remain.
Commander Andreas Paschke, commanding officer of HMCS Tecumseh, will lead us in the act of remembrance, followed by the commitment to remember, presented by Cantari Choir.
They shall not grow old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. On all oceans, white caps flow, but there are no crosses row on row. But they who sleep beneath the seas rest in peace, for our land is free. We will remember them.
We will remember them. They were young, as we are young. They served, giving freely of themselves. To them we pledge, amid the winds of time, to carry their torch and never forget. We will remember them. We will remember them.
The Second World War began in 1939. Soon, most of Europe was under German control. In 1941, Germany invaded the Soviet Union, and vicious fighting broke out on the Eastern Front. By 1943, the Soviet leader, Joseph Stalin, asked for help from the other Allied leaders to ease the pressure of this attack. The Allies agreed to help and decided to use Italy, which was aligned with Germany, as a platform to attack enemy territory in Europe and help divert German resources from the Eastern Front. This effort became known as the Italian Campaign. The Italian Campaign was an important military effort for Canada during the war. Canadians, along with their allies from Great Britain, France, and the United States, played a vital role as they pushed from the south to the north of Italy. Over a 20-month period, Canadians faced difficult battles against some of the German army's best troops. They fought in the dust and the heat of summer, the snow and the cold of winter, and the rain and the mud of the spring and fall. As we prepare for our 2 minutes of silence, our bugler, Master Sailor Jordan Shepherd, will sound the last post. During the silence, we will remember the nearly 120,000 Canadians who fell, serving this great country, and especially the 3,500 Southern Albertans who are remembered in the Field of Crosses. Piper Brian Neese will play the traditional lament, Flowers of the Forest, which is followed by Rouse.
Attention! Bugler, last post.
The Italian campaign began with the Allied landings on the island of Sicily in the south of Italy, codenamed Operation Husky. Canadian soldiers had an active and important role. This was a difficult task. Just getting men and equipment to the region was dangerous. 3 ships carrying Canadian troops from Great Britain to Sicily for the attack were sunk in late June 1943. 58 Canadians drowned, and 500 vehicles and much equipment were lost. The operation began in the early morning of July 10th, when Canadian and British troops went ashore along a 60-kilometer stretch of coastline near the southern tip of Sicily. The Americans, who also attacked that morning, covered another 60 kilometers of the Sicilian coast. The assault was one of the largest seaborne operations in military history, involving nearly 3,000 Allied ships and landing craft. The fight would last more than 4 weeks, during which Canadians would battle through hundreds of kilometers and difficult mountainous country and suffer more than 1,300 Canadian casualties, almost 600 of which were fatal. Taking Sicily was important. It helped secure the Mediterranean Sea for the Allied shipping and contributed to the downfall of Italian dictator Benito Mussolini. The fall of Sicily cleared the way for the Allies' next step, landing in mainland Italy. The soldiers in our roll call are those who sacrificed their lives at the Battle of Ortona as part of the Italian campaign in December 1943, and those of Japanese Canadian ancestry who died at Vimy Ridge in 1917. Gunner Ray Adamson, 37. Corporal Leowine Renee Chanel, 28. Captain John James Coatsworth, 43. Sapper Ralph Joseph Collins, 28. Private Preston Warner Durant, 28. Private Sigmund Richard Gutrath, 34. Private Richard Boyce Hatt, 32. Private William Duncan Kerfoot, 29. Private John Harper McLeod, 19. Lance Corporal George Edmund Patino, 23. Private Robert Stewart Patrick, 24. Private Ronald Fred Schroeder, 20. Major Thomas Cullen Brown Vance, 30. Private Gordon Yellowfly, 24.
After the guns are silent, after your wounds have healed, after those crosses been planted in all those fields, after lives almost ride away across the sea, and after this train carries me, I will love you. After the war, I will love you for always, forevermore. I will love you after the war, forever, for always, and more.
Killed at Vimy Ridge, Private Akiyama Kichisaburo, 43. Private Asada Noboru, 23. Private Banichi, 35. Private Hara Shinkichi, 32. Private Harada Kazuo, 28. Private Kojima Iwakichi, 38. Private Kiyongi Hikotaro, 32. Private Masubayashi Sasiro. Private Matsumura Toraki, 31. Private Magita Kiyoji, 35.
Your boots stride and the tobacco's all but gone, along with the postcards to carry under your arm. After I remember all the words I couldn't say, and after this long night fades away, I will love you after the war. I will love you for always and forevermore. I will love you after the war, forever, for always and more.
Also killed at Vimy Ridge. Private Nakamura Choichi, 30. Private Narita Hikojiri, 29. Private Nakaido Igoro. Private Omasa Sinjiro, 39. Private Otani Masakiki, 38. Private Sato Tokuji, 37. Private Sugimoto Kichimatsu, 32. Private Sugitani Heikichi, 29. Private Uchinashi Tokusa, 31.
After this blackbird is off your chest, and after your soul takes its final rest, my love will forgive you. You never planned to die, and I will place 2 pennies for your eyes. I will love you after the war. I will love you forevermore. I will love you after the war, forever, for always and
Wreaths will be laid in honor of those who gave the supreme sacrifice. Today, wreaths will be laid on behalf of the following: Canada, Province of Alberta, City of Calgary, Memorial Cross Parents, Royal Canadian Air Force, Royal Canadian Navy, Canadian Army, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, Alberta Health Services, EMS, Calgary Police Service, Calgary Fire, Field of Crosses, YPRE 3rd Unit, Canadian Army Veterans, the Bittman family, and Carol and Murray McCann. As the wreaths are laid, Cantari Children's Choir will sing "We Remember Them" by composer Susan Labar. Let us all join now, Cantari Children's Choir, in the singing of the royal anthem, God Save the King. To conclude the formal part of our Remembrance Day program, we invite the choir, Rev 52, under the direction of John Morgan, to sing When the Lights Go On Again. This song was #1 on the charts in 1943 as the world longed for the end to the blackout restrictions imposed during the Second World War. It lifted the spirits of those who were struggling and gave people a sense of hope. Join in the chorus if you know the words. The Calgary Fire Department pipes and drums will play another tune to put us all in the marching spirit. And you're asked to remain in your place until the pipes and drums have finished playing and our uniformed personnel have been dismissed. Thank you for being part of the Field of Crosses Remembrance Day ceremony.
It will be right there to see. lights go on again all over the world.
Ready? Ready? Go. 1, 2.
Another powerful ceremony this morning to mark Remembrance Day in our city. Now, it's all to make sure Canadians and Calgarians never forget, and that includes the next generation. This year, hundreds of Calgary students took part in a new program at the Field of Crosses called Hot Chocolate at the Crosses. As Michael King shows us, it was a chance for young Calgarians to learn more about those who paid the ultimate sacrifice.
I can't imagine like going overseas, like just to fight and like being away from my family and like not even knowing if I'll see them ever again.
But that was the reality for so many of the 3,500 Southern Albertans honored here at the Field of Crosses, including the Anderson brothers from Craigmile, just northeast of Drumheller. All three were killed in World War II. Their mother was recognized with the Silver Cross, and the family's story resonated with students taking part in a new educational program.
Well, one of the people that we learned about, they were all brothers, all three of them, and they all passed away. And so their mom would, so two of their bodies were found, one of them wasn't found, and so the mom would just set the plate for dinner every day, just thinking maybe he would come home, but he never did, so.
We will remember them. We will remember them.
The new Hot Chocolate at the Crosses initiative is a partnership with the Field of Crosses and Valor Canada, a Calgary-based nonprofit which lets students handle artifacts of those who fought overseas.
You can try this UN helmet on.
The act of putting on a helmet or leafing through a handbook tends to make the stories of those on the front lines more real.
Seeing kids being able to pick up things, try them on, is important because it gives them a sense of what our military have done and what they've gone through in the past.
The students also get a guided tour of the Field of Crosses, and while the number of lives lost can be overwhelming, it's the individual stories like the Andersons that leave an impact.
We need our youth and the next generation to tell the story and perpetuate what has gone on here and what these 3,700 crosses represent.
I think hearing the stories of the soldiers that are remembered here does help them make a personal connection to those people that have given those sacrifices for us.
A personal connection that those involved hope will last for generations. Michael King, Global News.
And that concludes our special broadcast of Calgary Remembers, live from the Field of Crosses. We hope you take today to remember those that made the ultimate sacrifice. My name is Blake Law for Linda Olsen and for the entire Global News team. Thank you so much for watching.